It's been over a month, or about a month, since I've gotten the monocle and been playing around with it. For the most part, I've spent my time designing various little things to record the footage of what you see through the display of the monocle. And most recently I made this like stick thing. You know, you just hold it behind your phone, clip the monocle on here like glasses, and just rotate it to the right view. That's so that it's less complicated than this thing. Just a recap on this device. It is a there's like a display that you look through. It's a little bit below your vision, depending on how high you wear it on your glasses, and you can see, you know, text or whatever projected on there, and it's like very crisp. There are touch pads on the top, like left and right, so when you pull this thing out, it boots because it detects that you touch those. And then you can see the default color palette on there. That's like the blank, there's nothing on here. And if you write, which I'm going to talk about persistence in this video because I just started working with that, then you can have it do whatever when it starts up. But you can see that there's a camera on there, and then on the back there's a mic, which currently isn't enabled. It's being worked on. So if you're doing any kind of audio processing or whatever, like it's through your phone, and probably through an API. It's possible you could use like a web one or something with Android or Apple, whatever you're using. But yeah, so the runtime is an hour, like at least, or I would say at most. Yeah, a little over an hour, like an hour 10 minutes, depends. And I timed that. I had a script that kept pulling this thing like every 3 seconds with Bluetooth. It's BLE, but every 3 seconds it would send a string and it would display it. And I did like a time lapse, and it was an hour and like 7 minutes or something. But that's not really doing anything, it's just showing stuff, although it's using wireless. But yeah, so the charging is just basic, you know, cable goes in, tops up the case battery, and then you recharge here. Recharging is I don't want to say like 30 minutes, but if you need this thing to be charged, you know, put it in there, wait like 5 minutes, or not even 5, a minute or two, and it's enough like to get it up to 10-20%. Although it's shaky, you know, like you don't really want to use it. You can do a device prevent sleep and it'll stay awake even when it's plugged in. But yeah, sometimes like an hour is not enough, and you're like in the middle of debugging and you can't have it like die and wait. This is custom by me. I just added tape around it. The sides are transparent, and I spend most of my time like in this room, and there are these bright overhead lights, so they come through. Really it's only for the top, but I just completed it. It's kind of a cool like band. But yeah, so that's the device. Did I mention everything? Yeah, and currently the camera, you can access it, like there's a MicroPython call where you can see what it sees here, like where and I'll show that with the recording. You know, it's kind of like pointless because you're seeing what it's displaying, like why, but that just shows you like what you can do with it, which I still have not done. FPGA and computer vision, because it's like this thing you have to learn. Stream logic, you could write your own custom, you know, Verilog or whatever, but I don't know how to do that. So the stream logic drag and drop thing like makes sense, but I have not put time into it yet, so I don't know much about it. But you know, in the end, despite the lack of IMU, like that is the goal, like to have vision. I mean, for me, I want the hand control because I don't really want to use the touch to navigate things. I just want to like point, you know, put my finger in front of an icon. So yeah, and then I'll just talk about the persistence stuff next. I did want to talk about this real quick, just the designs. I've been working on this like web editor because I wanted to like combine a bunch of different features and have like a kind of an emulator, which I've partially prototyped. It still needs work, but yeah, it's not a true emulator where it's like emulating an FPGA or microcontroller or anything like that. It's just the display library. So if you want to see what something looks like, of course it's not real because that stuff's handled by like the FPGA. But yeah, so I've been designing it, and the Monocle, you can get information from it, like the storage, flash, you know, how much is used through the MicroPython file. There's like block size, and then there's also RAM, which you get from GC memfree, and that's important to keep an eye on because like when you load stuff, that can run out, and then the whole thing just stops working. Like anything else, computers. Yeah, so I've been working on this. See, like the ideas. You have like snippets that you can run and then group them together and upload them. This is the one that, you know, is the current design. It's still not good. I'm still working on it. Because ideally you'd like click, you know, the app and it loads the files that it's using. Same for the other ones. Save them. But also, you know, they all work together. Like you have a main.py Python, and then you've got like modules that you can bring in. Those are like apps. You would load one and stay within the RAM constraint, and then unload that module and load another one for another app. And then you have to use your phone or some kind of wireless like Wi-Fi capable device in order to pull APIs. The Monocle only has BLE, like Bluetooth. So you keep those things in mind when you're working on stuff. Apps to like write code, because right now all you have is the REPL, and the VS Code extension is being worked on as well. I think it may be functional. I think they were looking into something with Bluetooth and VS Code due to like Electron. But yeah, so there it's like nice because, you know, you're in an editor and like you have a linter, parses code, you have highlighting. It's like a more familiar development environment. So yeah, this is just like a personal project. I don't know, it's fun to like assemble and make something like freely, you know, like your design. But yeah, anyway, let's get to the actual thing. So I wanted to show this. This is their like releases page, what the Monocle can do MicroPython wise is what I'm pointing out. Specifically persistence. Where is it? Yeah, here. So now you can add files. Actually, I should demo it. Okay, I just grabbed this thing, but so yeah, talking about persistence. In the Discord they have like announcements. So last time they announced the most recent changes. This stuff is like an active development, so you can tell them like this is broken. It would be nice to have this feature, and then they'll, you know, add it to their backlog if they consider it to be good. Which, I mean, they're very open, so that's nice. Yeah, so this is I wanted to point out, like, I tried to build a React Native app off of this. I specifically wanted to pull the Bluetooth out of it, and it's not really hard. Let's see, where is it? Trying to remember. It's been a bit. Screens, yeah. It's all in here. Like, I stripped it all out, you know, and I got it lined up. And I have Android 11, and right now they're at 13. Like, for some reason, I could not get the permissions to work. Like, my phone never prompted to to ask for like the Bluetooth scan permission. So I just said forget it, you know. But the reason you want this Bluetooth app is due to the web app. Like when you have like web REPL, or in my case a web app, web editor kind of deal, the Bluetooth is only active like if the tab is in focus. So like on a phone, you navigate to another app, or like put your sleep on, the Bluetooth like it starts to lag or may not even function. That's something I have to check. But in my use case, when I program what I have in mind, I take the Monocle out of the case, I put it on, I like cook food or whatever, I chill at night, and it just goes through in a sequence of things, like pulls articles and reads them, shows me stuff. That's what I currently envision. It's not really AR at the moment, it's just like a HUD, but that's achievable. Anyway, so aside forget this, I spent a few days on it just trying to get the permission stuff, and also like to understand this code. But yeah, so now I'm back to the web app, which I pulled out of. So this is the official REPL. Like, actually, let me do this. So I pulled the Monocle out, and then we scan for it, connect. It's here. See, there's the firmware update. I won't do it right now because I'm doing stuff, but so this is like the CLI of the Monocle, and if you want to do like check what's in the file system, you can see like I have start scripts. Oh yeah, there was a bug that I was testing, so that's why mine doesn't start from the color palette, but it starts main, and then if you want to import modules, they're here, and then you can just do stuff. But yeah, so this is like figure out how much this is. I think this is bytes. Yeah, so it's like 35 KB is the available RAM, and then the storage I have to figure out because it's using what is it called? Let me see. It's using this. Let me pull it out. Right here. You gotta do like block size, whatever. I still gotta make like a pretty wrapper around that. Anyway, so yeah, you got this Bluetooth thing. That's how you write code into the Monocle, and then with the persistence, it'll just load it here. And this is the original code. Like I just went in here and pulled out the Bluetooth. So I built around that, and I just wanted to talk about the FPGA stuff real quick. This is like a guide on how to do it, and recently I think they finished where you can actually like upload your custom binary or whatever, which I have no idea yet at this time. I gotta go through this. So this is what you would actually do like AR stuff with, load like a model or something and be able to find something. Once I figure that out, I'll do a video on it. But yeah, and this is the platform. It's like a drag and drop interface. I have not gotten into this too far. And then yeah, here's the app. I showed the design. This is just like conceptual here, but these are the things I've made so far. These two. This one, you can go to like any Reddit URL and add .json at the end, and you'll get a JSON dump. So I have to like dig through that soup. I wanted like world news, and then it would go through that. So yeah, this thing here can connect to the Monocle. Now it's connected, and this is a lazy, like this thing isn't a live terminal like this one. So I always like come back to this and refer to it because it's the like source of truth. But yeah, so you can see you can get the device, the Monocle's battery, 93% left out of an hour like 10 minutes, something like that. And then this is incorrect. I didn't understand the memory RAM or storage versus RAM difference. So I have to work out that block size thing to get storage, and then this is just the runtime RAM, which I'm going to add like a polling thing in the background where it continually gets this and updates this. Because right now, once it does the initial connection, this stuff doesn't change. But as you add code on there, you run things, this gets used up, the RAM, same with the storage. But yeah, so this is just the interface. It's cool because you can add them and then select what you want. When you do the persistent stuff, like these are the modules, and then you can see how they're imported in main and then called. So, and then when you want to upload them, you just hit upload. It'll upload what's checked, and you can also run individually, like just this, which it won't do anything because it's a function, but like if you did this one, it would show main 11 on the Monocle. Yeah, I don't think there's any point to show that, but yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I still have to clean this up because it's not great. I've got pieces of it working, but you have to you click this, it opens them up over here. Click this, opens them up over here. But then all three of these apps run on the Monocle, and you have a dock design of some kind. And main would manage it all. It'll mount these apps and use them. So yeah, I'm working on that, and then when I get a working thing with all the apps running, I'll show that. But it's rehashing. I've done older videos where I showed showing paragraphs. That's one of the current software limitations right now in the Monocle is you have fixed size font, 50 pixels, so the Monocle is 640 by 400, so you can fit 26 across, 8 down. It's, I forgot the number, it's 200 and something, size of a tweet, I've heard. That's how much text you can fit on the screen, so it's not great. If you're trying to read an article, you gotta really chunk it down somehow. It's possible you won't even be able to fit all of them, in there. That's why you have to manage your memory. Possibly run garbage collection, but that should automatically be handled. So yeah, I can pretty much make what I want on this thing, except the FPGA and AR computer vision, because I have to understand this platform here and then actually upload and not brick it. But yeah.